Opta said Spursy in one of their stats.
I'm not going to say the word bottle, but we've lost a few 2-0 leagues.
Two Dutch guys. What are you doing? You
Bald man. I think what he's cooking is going to come out nice.
And a seagull just comes down and swoops.
All the vegetables is the play.
Fun analogy.
Soggy, sloppy cabbage in there, mate.
He's a floater, isn't he?
Excuse me?
He's going to come to Arsenal potentially, hopefully, and win the league.
Want us to
That's
win
it,
it, yeah. Hopefully. Banter Club.
It gets harder every year. In regards to the Banter Club, I don't think you can be calling us the Banter Club right now.
Oh, yeah.
You are definitely in your banter era right now. You've got dominoes outside your stadium, with an advert saying we're hiring, but not you, Ten Hag.
Welcome back to On The Bench Podcast, episode 29. Today I'm your host, Marco from the Half-Timers. Unfortunately, our leader, he's got a case of the sniffles.
Our leader.
Yeah, the gaffer, Jordan, unfortunately. Man. So I'm stepping in today. We've got a jam-packed episode for you. We're going to be in the name of balance because obviously it's been a bit too Arsenal heavy. Obviously, we had a Brentford guest last week. We're going to be talking things Tottenham with Jamie, the angriest Tottenham fan I know. And of course, the fountain of knowledge that is Frank. There's the button.
Fountain of knowledge.
I've got the buttons today, which I'm pretty pleased about. So I better not, with great power comes great responsibility. So I'm not going to rinse it.
Amen.
So today we're going to get stuck into Tottenham. Firecracker of a game yesterday. We're going to be talking about, much to Frank's disdain, the ChatGPT's most overrated Premier League team. So we'll have a bit of fun at that. We'll touch upon the England squad, which got announced yesterday, I believe, for another boring international break. We'll talk about a few of the games today. So, without any further ado, I was watching the game yesterday.
Oh, come on.
I was watching the game yesterday. Welcome, Jamie. Thanks for coming on, and well done for not pulling out yesterday. He was like, "I'm not coming."
No,
he was joking.
No, I was joking.
Yeah, he said it as banter. He's here. Fair play. Yeah. He's here to face the music. No, fair play to you.
I stand up. I represent my club at all levels, and
No, we're going to really delve deep into Tottenham. We want to really hear it from a proper fan. You are a proper fan, are. Let's get a bit of background about how me and you know each other. I met Jamie in 2010. We played Sunday League together. He was the goalie, crazy goalie, and we've just been at it with each other ever since Arsenal Tottenham. Every time. Even Arsenal just miss a free kick or something, I'm getting messages from this guy. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but I get it in the neck from him. I think you've got quite a few people's numbers that way as well.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm a Tottenham fan and I grew up in Finsbury Park. I was born in Tottenham. I was raised in Tottenham. My mum was born in Tottenham. My nan still lives in Tottenham. She lives so close to the stadium that they closed her road off that you can't drive through it. That's how close.
What, during match days, you mean? During match days, you mean?
Yeah, during match days, When there's match days, they close her road off. You can't go up in and out of there. You can hear the crowd roaring.
Come on, mate. It's getting better at the end, mate. It's getting better.
Winning,
Sing when you're winning.
The ballot, mate. It's the ballot. The ballot killed it. That's what I'm blaming.
Born in, I wouldn't say bred Tottenham, but born in Tottenham. My mum comes from Tottenham. But unfortunately, I grew up in Finsbury Park, so 80 to 90% of my friends are Arsenal fans. So it's been tough. It's been a tough 30-odd years. Let's say that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was picturing it yesterday. Obviously, I was watching the game and I was thinking, Jamie, I was just picturing you in Brighton. It's a nice sunny day. You're 2-0 up. You've got a nice thing of fish and chips in your hand. You're on the beach, and then a seagull just comes down and swoops and takes it.
That's what it felt like. That is what it felt like.
But I think that's a good analogy, isn't it?
Yeah, that is. I mean, yeah.
Bit cheesy.
Yeah, clutching. But yeah, no, it was a painful watch yesterday. Obviously, going 2-0 up. Johnson's on fire. 6 in 6 for him. It would have been our 6th win in a row as well. But I don't know what to say. I'm actually lost for words for one of the first times in my life. I'm lost for words in a second half performance. Yeah.
I think to be fair, I think you need to give Brighton a bit of credit.
Yeah,
as well,
exactly.
Because they made a change at half time, didn't they? As well, the manager brought on a sub at half time.
Something Ange would never think about doing.
Yeah, and
he is quite stubborn, isn't he?
Who's that? Ange.
Yeah, big Ange.
I mean, he's got his ways. But we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Yeah,
we'll get into everything. Don't you worry about that. Let me read a little stat for you from Opta yesterday. So, this is the 10th time that Tottenham have lost a Premier League game in which they led by 2+ goals. The first club to hit double figures for this, and at least 3 more than any other side in history. They even added Spursy on the end of that sentence. That's not me that added that. Opta said Spursy in one of their stats.
Well, I'll give you a stat. 2 of those were against Man United.
Yeah, it makes sense. Look, it is what it is, you know. It's happened over the years. I'm not going to say the word bottle, but, you know, we've lost a few 2-0 leads. It is what it is.
Well, yeah, double figures, 10.
10.
Yeah, 10. Yeah,
right.
first team to do so, yeah. So, but, you know, it did live up to the game of the weekend tag. It was a good game. And, yeah, as you said, we've got to give credit to Brighton. And in particular, Danny Welbeck. I mean, is he like one of the most underrated players or what?
I mean, he got me 8 points on my fantasy, and that's the only good thing that came from
Silver linings, yeah. I mean, he was on a free from Arsenal, and I think we bought him for 16 million.
Yeah, from United,
from you guys.
Van Gaal sold him to you guys.
Which I'm
He gets
sure.
about, doesn't he? He is one of those players that kind of you don't know where he's going to be, where he's been at.
Yeah, he's solid, mate, and he looks after himself.
He had a decent England record as well, if I'm not mistaken. When he was playing for England, he got a fair few goals for England as well.
Yeah, and he had a good season last season. I'm not sure why he's not in the picture. I mean, how old is he now? I should have checked that before coming
30, 31, 32, 32, I think.
He was just unlucky with an injury. He had very bad injury when he was at Arsenal, which kind of, ruined his career there. But, I mean, came up with the goods yesterday. And, yeah, maybe he deserves an England call-up. We'll get into the England squad later on. But speaking of, like, Bosman transfers, we had the Lassana Diarra case earlier in the week. I'm not fully across it, so I'm not sure why I'm mentioning it. But obviously, it's just quite interesting that the guy who's won that case for Lassana Diarra was the same case that won the Bosman case all those years back.
Oh, really?
It's the same lawyer.
That's what, 25 years?
Yeah, exactly. So that's
Maybe
why I
more?
wanted to mention it, because that's just crazy. This guy...
he's obviously good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
probably working for Man City then,
He's probably working for Man City, yeah. Oh, we'll get into Man City.
Or he will be.
They've got
Did you-
every
did-
single lawyer.
Did you see the video,
It's
mate?
like
He, walked in-
35 lawyers or something like that walked in with him, with the sheikh. He just walked in behind him, like the flying V.
Yeah. No, we'll get into Man City and their cheating in a bit. All right, so we got some questions, because we really do want to get stuck into Tottenham and hear Tottenham from a proper fan. So let's get stuck into some questions. Obviously, you've given us the lowdown about how you started supporting Tottenham. You wanted to.
Yeah, so I think you've pretty much answered a part of the first question, but I was going to say, how long you been a Spurs fan, and when did the torture begin?
Well, it's always been torture, It's always been torture. I can't remember. I think the last time we won the FA Cup was '91. Yeah, we beat Forest. We beat Forest 2-1. I think it was. I was 5. I can't remember that.
Yeah, you're a bit older than me. Yeah.
I did end up going to the Worthington Cup. You remember the
I remember the Worthington Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, we beat Leicester 1-0 when it was old Wembley, bringing on my age here.
Damn.
Yeah, when we had the Twin Towers, the good ones. And,
the good ones.
And, we had the Twin Towers, and it was the old Wembley. I went to that game. I think I must have been about 13 or something like that, 99. And then it was, then I had to wait. What was that? Another 12, another 8 years or something like that.
Was that the
9 years to go to the Carling Cup, and
the 2009? Was it 2009? Was it Keane and Berbatov up front? Was it that team?
It was. I think it was. I can't remember. I don't think. Yeah, Berbatov was there.
Yeah.
Berbatov was there.
It was against United, wasn't it?
No, it was against Chelsea. It was Chelsea. It was Chelsea.
Looking to spark that fire, man.
Jonathan Woodgate with a nice rebound off his face straight into the goal. I've never seen a more accidental winning.
The Carling Cup.
The Carling Cup, yeah. So I don't even want to win the Carling Cup now, It's torture. Because I know I'm still going to get it from guys like you. If you're going to see, even though you haven't won it in 31 years.
We're going.
They were too busy losing to Birmingham in the final, weren't they?
We've won it.
Oh yeah, Flapiansky. Oh no, it was Chesney. It was Chesney that spilled it. Yeah, that was heartbreaking because that would have ended the drought sooner. But yeah, I mean, what's the worst name? Carabao Cup or Carling Cup? Like, what's
do you know what Carabao is? It's like some
energy drink.
Energy drink. Yeah.
Thailand Red Bull.
But I just call it the League Cup, to be fair.
The League Cup is what it is.
It's the easiest way to, you know what I mean?
Change sponsors.
Yeah, can't they just get a better sponsor than really like the worst drinks possible?
Money talks.
And kids don't drink that stuff. It's really bad terrible for you. Like all energy drinks, it's really bad.
Especially Prime.
So Jamie,
yes,
as a lifelong fan, which Spurs team have you most enjoyed watching, or which season gave you the most joy, would you say? It doesn't have to be a trophy-winning season, obviously. Just which season you most enjoyed watching your team?
Very limited onto the trophy-winning season. I can't really remember the 1999 one. I was very young, but no, I'd say obviously the Poch era for me.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Obviously, Kane and Son up front, specifically getting to the Champions League final. Yeah. It was just a great. I think the Poch era was the end of White Hart Lane. We went the whole season unbeaten at home, finished above you for the first time in God knows how many years, and it was just a good time. We had Trippier on the left or right, Danny Rose on the other side. We had the two Belgian defenders. It was and we had Dembele. It was great.
Yeah, solid team.
Solid team. Don't know how. Again, we didn't win anything. I think we got to a few finals with that team.
You had Ericsson as well. Ericsson in his prime,
before he wanted to leave, and But yeah, I think that the Poch era was up there, but again, I like the Harry Redknapp.
I was just gonna ask you. With Van der Vaart and Pavlyuchenko and Berbatov and
Modric.
Modric. Aaron Lennon.
I think
that was a hell of a team
as well. Was there at that?
It was
point.
a fun team to watch.
Crouch,
And that's when you beat us for the first time in 10 years, and I actually cried.
2-1 was it?
It don't take much, does it, Marco?
I was at university in Liverpool, and I was rolling around on the floor I can't believe that happened. I was a mess. I was a bit embarrassing that day. But after 10 years, losing to a bit of rivals,
you was in the Champions League that year as well, wasn't you?
Yeah. We were decent. We
beat City to get there. We beat them there. That was when they was like on their up. It was like they just got bought out, and it was like that second season.
Yeah, they had done.
I think
Robinho.
I think Hughes was their manager still.
Yeah.
But yeah, we beat them Crouchy with I think it was a headed goal 1-0 to
I remember that.
To secure
at their place, wasn't it? That was at their place.
That
was away.
I think so.
Yeah, it was away. Yeah, it was away.
That year as well, you had the 4-4 between Arsenal. You remember Bentley scored that.
What a game!
That 4-4. That was a crazy game. Yeah, that was a good game. But yeah, no, that was my sort of maddest team, and that was the time when I was like, I really want Harry Redknapp to manage England, and I can't believe he never got a chance to.
I think I was with you. I think you was giving me a lift home, and we was listening to the radio when they announced Redknapp got sacked. And I remember we was leaving.
I've got an awful memory, man.
I think you was giving me a lift home up the hill, and we switched on the radio, and it was Harry Redknapp had been sacked, and I'm there screaming, and you're there laughing.
Yeah, because mate, he's for me.
Obviously you say
Poch, I was upset. You was happy. You was hoping that he'd go to England or something.
Yeah. I really wanted him to manage England. It's a shame. I don't know why he didn't get a chance. It's a real shame.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so
them two, but out of the two, I'd say
Poch one.
I'd say Poch just because of simply
and because you got to the Champions League final.
And tell us about this Champions League final. Like, where were you on the day? Like, did you actually think you could win it? Like, to talk us through your feelings.
Yeah, and I want to know as well what your thoughts are on Kane being selected ahead of Lucas Moura.
Okay, cool.
So talk us through it.
So the Champions League final, the run up to the Champions League final was obviously a bit of a weird one for us. We battered Dortmund, both home and away. I think it was 4-0 over the two legs. And then, we get drawn to City. And City were in their prime time at that point. Lucky for us, away goals were
still around.
Yeah, because all the draws they get there.
I know. I can't even remember.
That Raheem Sterling disallowed goal, wasn't it, for offside?
Yeah. And we got our players scoring like handballs and stuff like that, and the VAR was there. I don't know how we got to that. I don't know how. I'll be honest. We scraped through that City game over two legs, but it was a very intense situation for me and my heart at that point. But yeah, we finally got there. We beat City. and then it was Ajax, which we went 1-0 down at home. And then I decided to jump on a plane to go to Amsterdam.
For the second leg?
For the second leg, yeah.
Oh, you were there,
no
yeah?
Ticket, no ticket.
Oh, okay.
Just with a few Tottenham pals. And, went down there, got into the pub, went 2-0 down. And Lucas Moura comes on to... Well, he started the game, but yeah.
Scored a hat-trick, didn't he?
He come on and scored a hattie.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Banged it for us.
Describe your emotions when that last goal went in.
I don't want to talk about the final. Let's talk about the final.
Tell us how you felt when that last goal went in.
Ah, mate, it was immense, man. I was there with all my London boys. We all flew.
Did you cry?
Almost, yeah. I was wearing this exact t-shirt. Yeah, I was wearing this exact shirt out there. I just remember, and the Dutch are the lovely people. They took it on the chin. They was all. There was nowhere to be seen after that. We left the pub. We went out to the Amsterdam Square. You do the things you do in Amsterdam, and it was a fun experience. There was no trouble. It was just great.
Nice.
The emotions were all over the place. It weren't like we just went out there for the night. We had another couple.
Yeah.
So
you had a good time.
It was a little bit of a party afterwards.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what about the final then?
So the final, I was in the pub, the Beehive in Tottenham. I don't know if you know it. No. Great pub, you should check it out. Better than any kind of.
We'll do our next episode there.
It's at the Beehive in Tottenham, proper legendary pub for Spurs fans. Just down the road from Seven Sisters pub, up the road from the stadium. I was there from midday, which is like doors open. Kickoff wasn't until 8 p.m. Wow. It was a lot of drinking. Lots of Guinness went down that day. And then it was just over by some stupid decision within 2 minutes by the referee. I know.
Yeah, that was
like,
ridiculous.
Come on, it's the Champions League final. 2 British clubs, 2 English clubs, and you're gonna give away a penalty for look, that wouldn't happen now.
No,
that wouldn't happen now. That penalty there, he was too close to it. He's kicked it onto his arm. He was like that. His arm weren't out like that. It was up like that. It wouldn't be given today, and who knows what
it ruined the game. It spoiled the game.
Yeah,
it spoiled the game.
Within I think it was 2 minutes. I can't remember. It was just, but 2 minutes into the game to give away a penalty. I mean, come on, ref. Let it play out a little bit.
Well, if my memory serves me right, you were quite disappointed on the night as well.
Oh,
in general, because Liverpool were backing off a lot of the game as well. Liverpool weren't the Jurgen Klopp Liverpool that we know for that game. And this is why I was confused I think a lot of people were confused as to why an unfit Harry Kane started ahead of Lucas Moura rather than being impactful off the bench, because Lucas Moura deserved his place in that final.
Yeah, exactly. Lucas Moura is up there as a Tottenham legend for myself. He should have started, but you can't, if Harry Kane's sitting there, one of the best strikers that English football has ever seen, and no one can say that isn't true. Mm-hmm. If he's sitting there saying he's fit, and the manager's there, obviously can't make him captain because we needed to keep Lloris. But if the manager's there and he's telling him he's fit, he's going to play him.
Yeah, and every manager has that.
So did you agree with that? Did you agree with that decision to start Harry Kane ahead of Lucas Moura for that game? You personally?
Agree. I didn't agree with him to start him over Moura. I still wanted Moura to start. Take someone else off.
Okay, fairs.
It didn't need to be a switch. I think that was one of the early switch. I can't confirm that. But that might have been one of the only changes that Poch made, was swapping out Moura for Harry Kane, which is ridiculous management. And now I think that's what, we lost that final. He got sacked the year after, right?
I believe so.
Season.
Yeah, I believe so.
Was that the start of the end of his career? I think so. I think that was a very, very bad decision he made there. Whether or not it was the right thing to do by putting Kane on, but, who knows, man?
Hindsight, innit?
Yeah, hindsight, exactly.
Anyone who manages Kane,
you're going to play him.
You're going to play him.
Your boy, your fanboy.
Southgate.
Fanboy, Southgate.
Everyone thinks I share a house with this guy, man.
Is he not your uncle?
He's living rent-free in his yard.
He's coming on next week, Southgate.
He's coming on.
Mate, I hope he manages you lot, because then the song gets...
He's not going to manage us.
I think he might.
Someone was singing that to me.
I've seen the odds.
You carry on looking at those odds,
Ineos likes him. I mean, it's funny. We'll get into that. We will get into Ilios and Southgate.
Speaking of finals and trophies and everything,
okay.
I have to ask you, when do you think Spurs will finally win a trophy? And do you think maybe the Europa League this season, or maybe the FA Cup or a Carabao Cup?
And do you have the lottery numbers?
The Carabao Cup, is it the Carabao Cup where you got City as well?
We've got City, yeah. Just
okay, so that might be a tough ask.
So harsh.
Yeah, it's very harsh. But you know what? Pep's
you can still beat them.
I think so.
Yeah, you can still do them.
It's at home as well. They've won before the last season. They'd not won there. Not even scored a goal there.
Okay.
You know. Yeah. But I think and Pep's obviously come out and said, I'm not wasting any player that plays regularly on this tournament.
Fair.
He's saying like people that have had no minutes or people that are just on the bench coming on in the 89th minute. That's obviously a boost for me and our confidence, but that could be
still City though.
That could be Baldy's mind games, you know. That could be Baldy's mind games. Nobody knows, you know. It's is what it is.
So when do you think Spurs will finally win? Do you reckon this is the season?
I think we're gonna go all out for Europa League this season.
You should do.
So. I think we're sitting high up in the weird league format that it is now. You know, it would be good to win the first kind of new format. I think. You know? Yeah. And I can't see
because that gives you Champions League football for next season as well.
You guys in it?
No, let's not talk about that right now. No, we're in the Europa League. We're in the Europa League.
You are in the Europa
League. Yeah,
League.
but we've got 2 points from 2 games.
Sorry. I didn't know that. Yeah, I looked at that. You're like
20 and something like that. Yeah, we're at the bottom 8. 20 and Porto.
20 and Porto. Yeah. Not the easiest game.
No. 20 we should have beat. We should have lost that one.
Right?
We should be beating them, but we nearly lost that one. 1-1. And Porto 3-3. Yeah. Maguire's.
Hang on a second.
We're
talking about United.
Jay, that's going to be proud of that. Yeah. Jay's going to be proud of that.
I think we're going to go all out for Europa League this year. We're 100% going to get to like the semis.
That's the wrong bloody button. Damn it! It was
I think semis at a minimum. Final. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think Ange's got a plan.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, does it annoy you that like previous managers haven't taken the League Cup, the FA Cup, the smaller European competition seriously over the years? Has it really frustrated you that there's been that squad rotation and they haven't gone for it because you need that monkey off your back?
To be honest, mate, I think we have gone for it, and that's what really annoys me and upsets me, mate. I think
Jose definitely did.
Yeah, I mean, and in regards to Jose. They sacked him. You know, we got to the final.
That's crazy.
They sacked him with what is his win percentage in finals? Like 90%, 80% or something.
I think he's only lost one. I think he's lost
one final or something like that. We probably would have made it 2.
All because of the compensation package, just to save a bit of money.
I don't know. Was that what it was?
Yeah, because if he did win,
he would have been in for a win bonus. Yeah.
Yeah, so you
sacked him and brought in
for the confidence of the club, and then you would have got the money.
But he came out talking of madness, didn't he? He was.
Oh, he's mad as a dog.
He was slandering the club, like on press conference. It was just.
It's a running theme, though. Most of your managers do.
Yeah, right? When they want to get sacked, when they want to earn that money,
Well, Ange just come out this season now and said, "I always win trophies in my second season."
It's a fact, though. I don't understand why everyone's.
Yeah, but it's just a bit of a mad thing to say as a Tottenham manager, you know.
Because we feel.
Do you not think it puts more pressure? Do you not think it puts more pressure on you guys? That kind of like
you can't get more pressure on Tottenham to win a trophy, bro. It's mad. Like every season starts. And then
it's over by March.
And then the season starts, and you get City, and then it's done. And then
See, I took that as I always win trophies. I don't know about these guys, so let's find out. But I always win trophies.
I don't know how that
in the second season. Conte struggled, Jose struggled.
Look, and that never worked. So
even Kane went to Bayern Munich and they didn't win a league last season.
See, I know, man.
So let's get onto Daniel Levy. Like, do you think that he's the problem, or because he's gone for it? He's got these world-class managers in. He's done a fantastic job with the toilet seat stadium.
Best stadium in the world.
In fact, Real Madrid has just been the new Real Madrid stadium is now the best stadium in the world.
Arguably.
Well,
can they do the same thing that Tottenham have? They got a go-karting track underneath? Anyway, I've got a lot to say about that.
I need to hear more about this. There's a go-kart.
What a trophy!
Did you not know we've got the
you got the go-karting trophy?
Yeah, we've got the go-kart. Yeah,
what a trophy! What a trophy that is.
I think the world or the UK won some kind of biggest indoor go-karting track underneath our stadium. But that'll take me on to the point of we're a business and not a football team. But we'll go there in a bit. I've got a lot to say about that.
Mario left a few banana skins under there for you. Hey, where is it? Is that the right one?
Yeah, I think
that was the right one. Yes, he's great on the buttons. But yeah, so like, come on, let's talk about Levy. Like,
Levy,
where do you stand with Levy?
Look, he isn't a good football club owner. He's a great businessman. Look what he's done with that team, with that stadium. In one of the you're from West London, right? Yeah, but you support Arsenal, yeah.
This is correct.
I'm from Tottenham. Like Tottenham is.
I was wondering when this was coming up.
Tottenham is, yeah. Tottenham isn't a nice area. Like, it's not a nice area.
I will never go back there again.
You don't want to go. You don't really want to. I found myself walking the streets the other day of Tottenham late at night, and it was a scary place. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can handle myself, but it was a scary place. Like, and what he's done for the club in regards to building that stadium up and the money that it brings in, because he realizes when you've got a stadium and the only revenue you're getting from it is match day, and if you don't get Europe, you're only getting 20 something,
19 home games guaranteed, maybe cup games if you get drawn at home. Yeah,
and then you're gonna be you got to up your prices on your food. We got a cheese room, mate.
A cheese room. Yeah.
No,
one thing I would say is quite sick is that, like, in the VIP sort of champagne areas, like the no sea glass with the tunnel, you can see them lining up in the tunnel. That is quite sick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's where football is now. But if you're gonna do it,
we got the biggest bar in the world, the longest bar. We've actually got the longest bar.
Does that make it really hard to get served?
No, it makes it easier, mate. I'm telling you, they stick the pint down and that comes up.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
it's great stuff.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
But do you have Guinness? Because that's the only thing about Arsenal.
We do have Guinness, but it's in a can.
Still though, you've got Guinness.
Yeah, we've got Guinness.
All right, okay. That maybe it is the best stadium in the world. Okay,
it is the best stadium in the world.
Yeah. So what you're saying is he's a good business because he's got some fantastic fees for some of the players. When he's held out for the Bales and the Modrics, he's been very shrewd in that way. But it is getting rid of him going to be what brings you guys a trophy?
Only if we sell to oil money. I think that's the only thing that's going to do it. And maybe that's what he's been, cooking up all this time. He might have been adding a little ingredient here, adding a little, look at this, what you can buy.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt the value of the club is
it's
a lot better in
like,
its time, yeah.
Like, we got, it's a concert stadium. I've watched Anthony Joshua fight there, do you know what I mean? He got battered. It was funny, hilarious. Like, that's boxing, though.
Because he's taken the picture at the top of the stadium with the cockerel with his 4 belts,
he lost
all of those titles since.
I don't know I don't know who he supports. I don't even know if he's a football fan, to be honest. But yeah, no. Look, we've got Taylor Swift, Beyonce. It's not what I admire.
Yeah, that'll win you the league.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I mean. But maybe the money that's meant to be coming in from that, what Daniel Levi's done is he's assured that we're going to be getting revenue coming in for that, for financial fair play, I'm imagining, because it all falls under that.
Yeah, it does.
It's the way. Yeah, it's all a bit of a mess, and we'll get onto that in a bit. But
but it's a way, like, he's a great businessman, but he ain't investing all of that money back into the team. And our highest signing is 65 million or something.
So do you think, and obviously it's not working for Man United at the moment. Sorry to bring the conversation to Man United, but yeah, thank you very much. It does. No, but the point I'm trying to make is, it sounds similar to what we've done. So do you think it might be an idea for Daniel Levy to put someone in charge of the football side of things while he deals with the commercial side of things and the business side of things?
Well, didn't he try that with what's his name? The guy that came
Mitchell. Was it Paul Mitchell? Paul Mitchell. The guy that came from Southampton.
The guy that got done.
Yeah, he was a dodgy guy, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking
he's
about.
A legend in the game because he's got some great signings.
Yeah.
He has, honestly. I forgot his name.
Yeah, but the thing is, if it was working, but obviously he's been done for something individually, but surely that model isn't a bad model.
No, it's not. It's not.
But that's my question. So do you think that's the best thing for him to do?
I think what he's cooking is going to come out nice. I think that...
Who, Daniel Levy?
Yeah.
What, with the young players
with
and
the
everyone?
young players and with Ange and giving him time and not sacking him and like, you can look at me like
I'm just saying, whatever he's cooking is taking a very long time in the oven, mate. Like,
Arteta's had 5 years, mate.
Wait a minute.
Arteta's had 5 years,
okay,
relax.
Let's go here. Because Arteta finished where for his first 2 seasons? 8th. Where did Ange finish? Yeah, in his first season, after losing the most prolific striker England have seen for a hot minute.
I'm not sure. Tell me.
Fifth.
Yeah.
Fair play.
So we're now in our second season. We are battling for top 4.
I thought you were talking about Daniel Levy, what he was cooking. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but he's brought in Ange.
All right.
He's using Ange. Ange is the wooden spoon. In the pot.
Okay.
And all the vegetables is the players.
Some soggy cabbage in there.
Yeah. So, what an analogy.
Soggy, sloppy cabbage in there, mate.
What, the fastest player in the Premier League is the sloppy cabbage, yeah.
Fastest, who?
Mickey van der Ven, mate, by 2 kilometres. Look, as I said, he's a rubbish football club owner, and who knows what he's doing behind the scenes. It's only what you see.
I'm going to ask this question with a straight face. Like, it's a genuine question, yeah? Like, how does it feel sort of being known as this, like, banter club? What does the term Spursy, like, mean to you? And, like, are you numb to the pain now? Or, like, do you laugh it off? Or, like, is it like...
Does it trigger you?
Well,
does it yeah.
Look, the heartache, obviously, each season goes past and we don't win a trophy since 2008. 16 years that is now, if my maths is correct there. Yeah, it hurts. It gets harder every year, obviously. But I think we're going in the right direction, and every season I look forward to the next one, and I'm still looking forward to this one. But in regards to the Banter Club, I don't think you can be calling us the Banter Club right now. You've had your Banter era.
Oh, yeah.
You are definitely in your Banter era right now. You've got Domino's outside your stadium, with an advert saying we're hiring, but not you, Ten Hag. So your manager can't even get a job at Domino's, and at least we've got Ange, and we're backing Ange. You are Banter Club. So
how many trophies did Ange win for you lot last season? How many trophies did Ange win for you lot last season?
Andrew, it's the first season.
I'm sorry. And our
Ten Hag won a trophy in his first season as well.
season.
Ten Hag won a trophy in his first
Arsenal's
season as well.
banter era, we won a good few FA Cups in that time anyway. So, do you know what I mean? Which is like, and people need to have more respect for the FA Cup.
We had this conversation before the start of the podcast, actually, where I said, despite Man United being the banter club, despite us having one of the worst, definitely decades or so in our history, we still won 5 trophies.
Yeah. I agree.
Including a European one.
Sense.
You know what I mean?
Under Jose Mourinho. That double that season.
And how much money have you spent compared to Spurs? Probably a lot.
A lot. But we've still won the trophies.
Billions?
Yeah, I think 1.1 billion, 1.2 billion.
The amount we spent
so
on
that's the problem. That's the problem. It's the money that we spent.
I think,
you've not spent enough money.
Our record signing is 65 million.
That's a lot of money still.
Yeah, you sound like 200
I don't think a price tag is everything.
But Man United are a bigger club. Man United are a bigger club, so Man United are naturally going to spend more money. You know what I mean? So it's but we still won 5 trophies in the last 10 years. Yeah. Spurs haven't won anything for the last 15 plus years. 16. Not that you're counting or anything. You know what I mean?
But then they beat you at Old Trafford the other week.
We got slapped. We got slapped.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was watching when we got slapped 6-1 a few years ago under Ollie.
That was great.
Was that victory less sweet because they are such a shambles? Like, or did it still feel as like, it
will still feel good.
We won at Old Trafford, or was it kind of like they're rubbish?
I mean,
anyway?
I was watching it with a United fan, so it was pretty fun.
Who agreed to watch a game? What an idiot! As if I would ever watch a North London.
To be fair to the United fan, I actually thought we'd get a result that day. I genuinely did. It just shows how naive I was thinking that we'd get a result.
After that first goal went in,
you're funny, mate.
With the Van der Ven run, it was just I just knew it was over.
Yeah,
and then even with Fernandes.
Yeah, Fernandes.
No, even with 11 men, we were shocking.
I reckon we would have scored more.
Yeah, I agree. Even with 11, we would have lost. The only thing I would say is, which is what I said on the podcast at the time, I feel like if he didn't score a second goal, and there's a possibility they wouldn't, Man United nicked the goal, it's a whole different ball game.
You hit the post.
I think Xerxes missed a good chance, but obviously when it went to 10, then it was just like you said, game over. But even before that, mate, you were all over us. The much better team.
One of the best performances I've seen from us.
I can imagine.
I was listening to the radio the next day and everyone, and it was just like what you were saying, how it always goes back to United. Everyone was like slating United.
No, Spurs did well.
Someone would come on and be like, what about Tottenham's great performance?
Yeah, I agree.
But then it would go straight back to slating United, do you know what I mean?
But that's what gets the interactions, isn't it? Slating United.
Well, I mean, it's the same with Brighton yesterday as well. Like we're talking about, Tottenham's, downfall, but ultimately Brighton came out.
They deserve a lot of credit.
Pushed up higher and really gave it.
I've got nothing to say about yesterday's game.
I'm so happy we're doing this
You're lucky
today.
that I'm here, bro.
It couldn't have worked out any better.
You're lucky I'm here.
Let's finish on some funny questions for you, okay? Would you mind Arsenal winning the Champions League if it meant you winning the Premier League?
Would you? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't mind that.
You've got to take that.
Unlike what is your AFTV guy? What is he? Lead judges. No, lead gunner. One that old Voldemort looking guy. Him. He says.
I'm not a fan of AFTV. I have to say, I'm not a fan. What they did to Wenger was inexcusable.
He said he'd rather have no kids than a son that supports Tottenham. That's the kind of fan base that you're dealing with, yeah.
All right, well let's try a different question then. Okay,
really
would you mind getting relegated to stop Arsenal winning the Champions League? You would mind.
I would not. I'd let you lot win it. I don't want to get relegated. That's taking it to the next level. We've never been relegated before. We're not gonna we're one of six.
Arsenal are the only team that have never been relegated in top flight.
Not that. No, out of the Premier League. Out of the Premier League.
Okay, out of the Premier League. Yeah, but Arsenal are the only team in the UK setup that's never been relegated.
That's true.
We're the only team that's never been relegated. Please tell me if that's not true. Get in touch. But that is an unbelievable stat, and we've just been like,
I don't know if that's true, man.
So if you had a choice of Spurs getting relegated, or not getting relegated but Arsenal win the Champions League, or you get relegated and Arsenal don't win the Champions League.
Let's keep trying to get it out.
Let's try and get some Arsenal can have the Champions League before we get relegated.
It's not that deep. Fairs. It's not that deep. You support your club more than you hate Arsenal.
I do, but last season I definitely wanted us to lose against City. as would you.
Son Heung-min,
yeah. As would you, and I don't care what you say.
All right, no, it's true.
You would do it.
I'll give you that.
You would 100% want to lose that game to City, where you know you're not going to win get into the Champions League.
Mate.
Anyway,
Haunts me.
We love you, son. We love you, captain.
All right, genuine question.
Go.
Do you think you've done that on purpose?
No.
I
don't think
he's really boring, isn't he? When he's like, raise some hell, man.
I don't think someone would do that.
I don't think so either.
I think he's too genuine. He's been brought up in a strict family. He's not allowed to. He's not allowed to have a wife or kids until he's retired. You know what I mean? His dad would not be happy.
He's not allowed to touch iPhones. He's not even allowed to touch an iPhone because of his Samsung sponsorship deal. So he is very very straight laced, that guy. All right, well next time we'll get someone more petty on for better entertainment. I'm a bit.
Catch me out.
Man, really proper thought I was gonna prod and get him there.
Fair play, Jamie.
All right, well look, always fascinating to go through what's going on in the mind of a Tottenham fan.
A lot.
A lot. Must be crazy. A lot of pain, a lot of suffering.
Ups and downs.
But thanks for sharing that with us. So we're going to move on now to what Frank calls woke clickbait nonsense, and that is the ChatGPT most overrated Premier League team. Hopefully there's a little graphic at the bottom of your screen. So at the front, we'll start. I tell you what,
start from the keeper.
No. Let's just Gerrard's in there, yeah. So straight away, I think we can all agree on the bench here now, yeah.
Find it.
That Gerrard is bang out of order. That he's in the most overrated Prem team, yeah.
And this is ChatGPT.
This is ChatGPT.
This is the stuff that's going to take your job,
yeah. So you know, that we're going to keep our jobs, right? Because Gerrard, that's ridiculous. Like, come on.
Yeah, I agree.
The guy's a Premier League
ridiculous.
legend, so we're going to absolutely get rid of that. But let's move on to the goalkeeper. David De Gea didn't, until a couple of weeks ago, didn't actually have a club. You know, he was like training in Port Vale or something, like trying to keep fit. And ironically, he did like save like 3 penalties on the weekend for Fiorentina, two penalties for Fiorentina. You know, had an amazing career. But, you know, I definitely think it's up for debate that he was a bit overrated, you know.
No chance. Absolutely not. Some of the saves that he pulled off for United, legendary status.
Yeah, but can we talk about the gaffes as well? Like, can we talk about the gaffes as well?
Yeah, but a lot of goalkeepers make mistakes.
Yeah, but like, look, they get old. Like your actions and your movements and your hand-eye coordination. It's gonna get to the point where you're not going to have the same thing where you did when you was younger. Like, it's towards the end of the season, toward the end of his career, is all you're talking about. He made a few mistakes. I can count the mistakes that he made during his prime on one hand, I reckon.
Yeah, and also it was the start of the Banter era, so it wasn't completely his fault.
David De Gea is not overrated.
He is not
David De Gea is absolutely not overrated.
I take
David De Gea is one of the best goalkeepers we've ever seen in the Premier League.
All right, I'm just trying to get
Without a doubt.
All right,
I agree with that.
Okay, all right. Let's go to another chubby Man United player, Luke Shaw.
I didn't even know he was rated, to be honest. I didn't even know if he was rated highly. Like,
Luke Shaw's quality.
He's had some good.
No, Luke Shaw is quality.
I think he's a bit overrated.
The problem is the reason why he's overrated is because of his injuries. That's it. Because he's injury prone.
He's had some good games in an England shirt. To be fair,
he's had some good games in an English shirt. He's had some really good games in a United shirt.
He scored in the final.
Look, guys, can I just say one thing, which people, and this is all seriousness. Luke Shaw had a horrific ankle break when he was 18 years old. Like
that young.
When he was 18 and
a lot of time to heal then.
What haunts me to this day is the fact that we didn't get a penalty in that game for that tackle. The player didn't get booked.
Yeah, listen, you're talking to an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
We've got some
horrendous
stories
Are you
about
talking
that,
about Eduardo, right?
Eduardo.
But at least in that instance, the player got a bit of punishment. He got sent off. Luke Shaw, nothing happened. There was not even a foul given. He broke his ankle. Now, I've heard that in the past he's had to have a metal iron taken out of his leg, which he got put in at the time. A metal rod, sorry.
Getting rusty now.
Yeah, like obviously a lot of the injuries that he's had have come as a result of that injury.
Now I just feel bad for calling him.
Well, you should.
Nah, he is overrated though.
Bad.
After all of that, he still calls him overrated.
I think he is overrated. I think he's overrated.
Like you can't.
Maybe because of the injuries, but he is overrated.
Why is it in this?
Should we say that? That's the caveat.
He shouldn't even be in this.
Well, I mean, this is ChatGPT.
I don't think he's overrated, but if he is overrated, it's because of the injuries. Let's leave it at that.
Okay, David Luiz.
100% overrated.
Was he ever rated though?
Again, yeah, that's it.
Was he really ever rated?
On the same vibe. Like, why is he even in this?
Yeah, I don't even know if he's ever rated, but okay, let's go with David.
All right, John Stones. I think John Stones is overrated.
No, he's not overrated. No, John Stones' quality.
No,
he's not overrated. He had his year or two when he was trying to find his feet under Pep.
Yeah, where was he before?
He just doesn't excite me. He just doesn't excite me as a player, you know?
He's centre-back.
Maybe he's just a dull guy.
What do you expect to do? Stepovers and a bicycle kick?
Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm passionate. I give it, mate.
You give
John Stones' quality.
I do give it. He has witnessed me give away quite a few penalties. Yeah,
many a slandering to your way has come from me. But yeah, no, he is 100%.
John Stone's not overrated.
Not overrated.
All right. Let's move on to Alexander Arnold.
We all know the answer to this. He's had a few off-seasons.
On the ball, unbelievable. One of the best right-backs in the world. Off the ball, very, very average if at best.
I mean, he's got the medals to show for it, and you know, I think there's not really too much to discuss there. I don't know.
He's had consistent performances over the years in regards to winning trophies, and let's face it, that's all that matters.
Overrated defender. Is that fair to say? Like his defending's a bit overrated.
Yeah, but how has he stayed like in a team all of this time if he's overrated as a defender?
I'm hearing that he'll be in for Real Madrid will be in for him again in January, if not the summer, because they've just got Carvalho's injured. 26, I think. 26, yeah.
He's got a pass in him, lad. I'll give him that. Right, this is an interesting one. Paul Pogba, who, by the way, I don't know if you guys have seen in the news, he's had his suspension, from 4 years down to 18 months. So he will be back in a Juve shirt, or there's talk about him going to the
I see him rapping.
Really? Well, he had to do something in his time off.
He's in the studio rapping the other day, I saw.
there's talk about him going to the MLS, which I think is a good move for him. He probably just wants to get away from sort of the
Or
limelight.
Saudi.
Or Saudi,
Saudi,
yeah.
go Saudi.
The guy likes a payday, but yeah,
unless you're gonna go to Miami.
Yeah. Do you think he was guilty in taking the?
What was it that he took?
So I mean, it's something that it's something that you find in like eggs as well, like in.
Honestly, I've not really
He said
followed.
it was something to do with his hair, like he was getting some hair dye. He didn't really know that he was. I mean, it sounds all a bit ropey.
But was he overrated?
100%.
I mean, it's a World Cup winner.
Sorry, wait a minute.
It's a World Cup winner we're talking about.
I think there's a difference between overrated and underachieved.
There's different.
I think there's a difference.
He had different levels of his career at the different clubs he was at. At United, did he ever play well?
But he was there for that double
Not
season, Jose
consistently,
Mourinho
no.
season when you won the Europa League.
He went back to Juventus,
and smashed it.
I think it was his first
when he was a kid. So when he was in a youth team,
Yeah.
he left United early, then went to Juve on a free, smashed it.
You lot bought him back for 100.
80 million, and then that's when he really struggled. But again, look, is Paul Pogba overrated technical ability? Outstanding midfielder. But again, did he underachieve massively?
Yeah.
Can he be called overrated?
He won the World Cup.
Overrated? Yes, he can.
He won the
This is what I mean.
Scudetto. He won.
Yeah.
He didn't win the league though. He didn't win the league.
It's up for debate. I think overrated is the wrong word. I don't think
regards to being underachieved.
Yeah. Underachieved, rather than
He was overrated because
of what was expected of him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And obviously that price tag that you lot bought him
Yeah,
back.
exactly that. Yeah, exactly that.
All right, let's move on to Mesut Ozil, another World Cup winner.
Not underrated, quality player.
Quality player.
It burns me to say,
Unbelievable. Okay,
It
all right.
burns me to say.
Fine.
Great
Unanimous.
ability.
That's the only one we've been unanimous on.
Yeah,
That and
yeah,
Gerrard. Fair enough. Okay, Theo Walcott. We know what your answer is going to be. I mean, he's got pretty good stats. I mean, he wasn't.
He broke through, as Mika would say. You know what I mean? Micah would say, and he broke through
Burst onto the scene.
Burst onto the scene at such a young age. I think 16 he started playing for England and Arsenal.
17.
That was mad. I remember when Sven took him to the World Cup, and he didn't even play him, which was just the way it would. But he scored that hat trick against Croatia. Was it for England? So he's had a great career.
Great career.
I think he's had a great career.
No, he's not had a great career.
Wait. He was at
He's won FA Cup.
He's at Southampton.
It's not a great career, though, is it?
It's better than any Tottenham player has ever
considering
had,
what he should have achieved. Again, great career.
Literally, I could just do that.
He'd be calling Saka world class next.
Over that way.
I mean.
But it's funny that there's no Tottenham players on this
He
list.
nearly got involved.
Get involved today.
He nearly bit. I nearly got him.
All right, this one I think's bang out of order. Sterling.
Sterling's a tough one.
Come on, mate.
How is he only 28 now?
Think about the career he had at Liverpool and at City.
So what do you think? You think he shouldn't be on there?
I don't think he should be.
Yeah,
on
neither
there,
do I. Yeah,
I think that's out of order. I think ChatGPT is just a bit out of order.
I think. Listen, I've said it before on this podcast. At one point, for a couple of seasons, Raheem Sterling was putting up world class numbers in terms of goals and assists for Pep Guardiola. So he's won the league. How many Premier Leagues has he won? He's won domestic trophies.
Yeah, but he's always been at them clubs that are like winning it at that time.
Yeah, but you still got to do your part. You still got to do your part.
He's a vital call.
He's going to come to Arsenal potentially, hopefully, touch wood, and win the league this season.
You want us to win it? Yeah, hopefully touch wood. I tell you what,
you heard it here. You heard it here. Do not edit it yet. That's going to be the clip. That's going to be the clip we're putting out there.
Solanke. And then Jordan goes listening. He moves up his chair like he couldn't believe that I did it.
I don't want Arsenal to win the league. Everyone
Sounds
knows
like you
that.
do.
Yeah, no, I do.
So I grew up in Finsbury Park, and I'm an undercover gooner. It turns out like.
But no, I think he's a floater, isn't he?
Excuse me?
He's a floater. He just floats about different top clubs that are doing well at that time somehow. I don't know what Chelsea are doing, loaning and paying 2/3 of his wages.
Well, that's a steal for us, mate. Sterling's fantastic business.
They're paying 2/3 of his wages to come and play for a team that hopefully won't win the league.
Hopefully
won't win the league.
Hopefully will.
I said he's an MBE. He can't really play for any small clubs though. That's the thing. He has to be at a big club. You know what I mean?
Isn't it? Yeah.
No, I don't think Sterling's overrated. Yeah, I don't think he's achieved quite what he. We say that, but he's won everything apart from that. He's not won a Champions League. That's the only thing he's not won.
Oh, that was the season.
Yeah.
Well, this year, don't worry, Raheem. We'll get that one for your cabinet this year. Last one, Firmino.
Not overrated for me.
Not overrated.
If anything, he didn't come in with a high rep, and he built his own
He's
rep
an
on the
absolute
clock.
player, mate.
So
that front three
I
of
used to
Mane,
think-
Salah, and Firmino was
I used
amazing.
to think he was overrated until it was pretty recently. I saw a kind of a montage of clips of his passing, and
No, he was a quality player.
He's not overrated at all.
he's
he
not,
is
yeah.
quality, man.
Yeah, no,
Some of them
mate.
no-look passes
Yeah,
and the
mate.
skill.
Absolute
like,
player.
honestly, I
He
think
made
it was
them
like
tick.
an
He made them
hour-long
tick.
video
Yeah.
just of his skills.
And they
unbelievable
really missed
footballer.
him when they left. That
Uh,
team
yeah.
really
He's out
suffered
there
because he
in
held up the
Saudi
ball
now.
as well. Not only was he so
He was physical. He's good in the air. He's always better in the air.
Yeah, he was fantastic player. So ChatGPT, there you have it.
There you go.
Absolute, as Frank would say, woke nonsense. I have a confession to make. Actually, you know the one club, one nation. I may, in a rush on that day, had referred to ChatGPT, and I would like to publicly apologise to my colleagues. I'm sorry, Jordan's not here.
We all put the time and the work in, and this
Yeah.
guy's stuck it all in.
And I'm
the
like there,
computer.
and I'm like, guys, this is really hard, isn't it? Like,
Well, that's why your team came out the worst.
yeah,
You
well,
sh- yeah, you should- you should
do
do
your
that,
team,
yeah.
do
Yeah,
your
do your
team,
team.
and post
Send it over to us.
It's really
fun.
hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to apologise.
Thank
That
you.
is bang out of order. I don't even deserve to be sitting in this seat. I hope you'll forgive me. But yeah, ChatGPT is ruining the world, and what a stupid team. Right, let's move on to the weekend's actions. We'll just talk about the teams in the title race. Definitely not in the title race. Well, you could argue Villa are in the title race. Villa versus Man United. Now, as we sit here, I believe Ten Hag is still in a job. Did you want Aston Villa to win on the weekend?
Hell no, absolutely not. I'm not one of those fans.
You two are boring,
No,
man.
I'm not one of those fans. I'll never be one of those
give me
fans.
something to work here.
We were going
So
for.
you want him to stay?
It's not that I want him to stay. His time will come. I mean, I'm not Ten Hag in, but I'm
you
also
not
not
rather
really
just,
Ten
like,
Hag out.
as quick as possible,
I'm not
like?
Ten Hag out because I don't believe. If anything, I wish from the end of the international break, he comes back in and he turns things. It's not going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. He's a dead man walking. But I would like nothing
Trust the
more.
process.
I would like nothing more than for him to turn things around and United to start winning again, and you know what I mean. And I'll start
going in the
progressing.
red direction. I can't do it. That's so bad, man.
I'm not
That
doing
is
his
so
impression.
bad.
I'm not doing
Please
his
edit
impression.
that out.
But yeah, it's he's a dead man walking. Like I said, it's only a matter of time, and it takes me back to when we sacked Ollie actually, because he was under massive pressure.
Bring him back.
He's under massive pressure, and they didn't sack him during the international break. And then 2 games, I think it was 2, maybe 3 games after international break, they sacked him then. So there's a big meeting tomorrow in London with all the big United execs and bosses, including Joel Glazer as well. So Jim Ratcliffe's going to be there.
See, the whole board came down.
Yeah,
for that
yeah.
game, and it was all sitting there.
To be fair,
watching
it's not just about Ten Hag.
No,
It was a routine meeting anyway. But obviously, Jim Ratcliffe's watched that game, and my
And it's funny
understanding.
is that he's distanced himself from it. It's like, it's it's nothing. I like 10, but it's not down to me. It's down to the people. It's like, mate, you know what you want, and you know what it's time
Yeah,
for.
I agree.
No one knows the pain more than Gareth.
Let's
No
get Ollie
one
back.
wants
Or
it more.
Gareth.
Than Ollie. But yeah, we'll have any other jokers that you want to put in the hot seat. But yeah, I mean, he's got to go. Really,
Potter?
I mean.
No, it's not going to be. I think it might be rude. Well, if he gets sacked, it might be rude until the end of the season.
Oh,
maybe
that,
Michael
yeah,
Carrick.
yeah. What
Rude
was
keep-
going there on
Rude
the
telling-
way? Those
giving
two
him-
Dutch guys.
So dramatic, innit? They're not arguing. It's just them
Rude
discussing.
was
Come
telling
on.
him off. Rude
Mate,
was like, what
Rude
are you
was like,
doing,
"What
mate?
you doing? You
What are you
thick,
doing,
thick man."
Idiot.
You can say it. You can say it. Take the hat off.
Bald man.
You can say it. I don't know why we're just throwing out this slander. It's not
I
very
never called you
professional.
baldy,
I'm sorry.
baldy,
Yeah.
but it's what it is.
In terms of the game itself,
Yeah.
which
I
we haven't
mean, that
discussed,
was naff, wasn't it?
it was a poor game. But can I just say one thing? Rob Jones, please don't ever referee a Man United game again. The amount of cards he gave us, Villa had more fouls. They got 1 card. Man United had, what was it, one or 2 fouls less, and we had 5 cards in the game. It was a shocking refereeing performance. He gave a card to Maguire for arming someone in the face, and then Duran palmed someone in the face. He didn't give
I'll tell you what he didn't do, and that was send Rashford off. And that is life,
Yeah, but the
mate,
first
so
one wasn't a
you can't
yellow
complain
card.
about- You can't
The
complain
first one
about-
wasn't a yellow, though. The first one's a standard foul. And then the second one's a yellow. But he's put himself in that position by giving him a yellow for the first one. The first one, Cash is turning back and he's just clipped him. It happens all the time in football. It's not like they're on a counter-attack.
Right.
No, hold on. No, because I was fuming. No, don't calm me. That's my line. And in the first half, Bruno's running down the line. Barkley's dragged him down, right, with his shirt. Is his shirt pull not a yellow card?
Oh, mate,
Is a shot pull not a yellow card?
That game.
One second. I'm asking you. Is a shot okay? If you're on a counter-attack and you're trying to run down the wing.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
So Ross Barkley was booked in a 90-something minutes. So technically, Ross Barkley should have been sent off. That should have been second yellow as well. Do you know what I mean? He bottled the whole game. And the other one, who was it as well? He booked Eriksen after 3 minutes for the most standard foul. Chris.
I saw that.
Come on. Christian Eriksen's not a dirty player.
He's not.
The most standard foul I've ever seen, he's booked him after 3 minutes. Referees don't do that. They always let the first couple go. You're loving life right now. Sick to death for this. Honestly, yesterday I was triggered. I was triggered yesterday differently because that was. Yeah, I am.
Do you think the result kept Ten Hag?
To be fair, I don't think 0-0 at Villa Park is a good result. Like, they're a fantastic
First
team.
half, we were the better team as well. I thought first half we controlled the game. Villa, we kept them to a minimal in terms of chances. The whole game, really, it's that Philogene had a chance right at the end. I'm surprised they didn't score that. It was a good block from Dalot. But really, it was a nothing game. No team deserved to win that game. It wasn't a good game. But in terms of your question, has it kept him in a job? It's not got him out of a job yet. That's what I would say. But I wouldn't say it's kept him in a job because
kicking that can down the road.
Because it's not just what people need to understand. It's not just about the results. It's about the performances. It's about being slapped at home to Spurs and not going out on the front foot. It's about going 2-0 up against Porto on Thursday night and then getting clawed back to 3-2. And then getting saved by a Harry Maguire header who you wanted to sell 2 years ago. Yeah, no, do you know what I mean? This is the context.
That doesn't make
sense. There's and to sit there and tell people that you're making progress. Man, like, come on, like, be real. We've got to do better.
You've got to realise it's time for him to go.
I'll tell you what was quite telling about yesterday as well, is that a 37-year-old Johnny Evans getting man of the match, you know?
Unbelievable performance,
I don't want to be disrespectful, but also it just shows, like, where you're at.
I agree.
As a club, that guy's calm. Like, fair play to you, Johnny, like, putting in absolute...
Triggered a one-year extension last minute, and he's come out and been man of the match for one of the clean sheets we've kept, but... The only player this season who's been consistently good, and I don't want to jinx it because he's knowing my like he'll come out with some horrendous calamity error. But the only player that's been good is Onana. He's been consistent for us this season. Considering the season he had last season, he's been very, very good for us so far this seaon. That tells you everything. The goalkeeper's your best player. You know what I mean?
He wasn't even tested in the first half, but yeah.
No, that was one game. But in general, in Europe and in the league, he's actually been really, really solid for us. He's against Spurs. How many saves did he make?
Yeah, he made a few.
One-on-ones especially as well.
Made a few good saves against us, yeah. But that was all against Timo Werner, so we're not going to judge.
They don't count.
Oh my God, we did not talk about Timo Werner.
We don't need to.
Don't even mention
Timo. He's just like a Mudric. He's like a Mudric from steroids.
Let's move on.
Honestly, get him out
all
my
the gear,
team.
no
I'm so
idea.
happy it's a loan.
Okay.
It's not a loan. You've signed him. What are you talking about?
It's a loan.
You've signed him permanently.
You giving him that news?
We looked at him. We was like, okay.
You've signed him permanently the second season.
No, we haven't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You carry on. You guys carry on.
Let's now move on to the blue half of Manchester, where, you know, and I'm surprised it's not being spoken about. The dark arts were at full force. Now, Bernardo Silva was moaning about the Arsenal and the dark arts. He got booked in the final few minutes. Pep Guardiola got booked, and they were at it. And the media's not talking about it at all.
Thank God it's a loan.
Sorry,
it's a loan.
Yeah,
get him out of my club. January. Get out of here, Werner. It's time to go, man.
Yeah. Sorry, go.
No, I'm just talking about the dark arts and how Man City were moaning about Arsenal doing it, a 10-man Arsenal, mind you, away from home. And they were doing the exact same stuff against Fulham. And no one's talking about it. So I want to talk about it.
Talk about it.
Oh, you guys don't care, do you? Do you not think that the media jump on Arsenal too quickly?
No, I don't think you're getting enough.
Yeah,
I don't think you get it enough. I don't think you get it enough.
Manager don't get it enough. I'm telling you,
manager.
It's the most.
Arteta's probably been the most complained manager, complained about manager by all the other managers.
He needs to sort it out, mate. Honestly,
you bring it on yourselves, mate. You bring it on yourselves.
I just think Man City are embarrassing the way they were moaning about. I was just doing what you do in the letter of the law to win a game. I'm not going to go back because we spent a lot of time.
But you don't do what's in the letter of the law. You
and we face the consequences. We take the cards.
You saw it. What was it again?
That's what City were just doing it. That's what you have to do to get it over the line to win the title.
45 seconds every goal kick.
Yeah.
45.
When is Arteta ever in a technical area?
Every goal kick, and it was like 10. That's like 4.5 minutes on goal kicks, bro.
We focus
That's
on Man City, who were doing the exact same thing.
That's why you never got that dub that day. Because you were taking it and Karma come and smacked you in the face.
Well, I think Man City. Anyway, moving on. I think Man City were very lucky.
Yeah, but City were lucky.
You know,
because
Traore,
missed a couple of
another
sitters,
is like a Werner and a Mudryk on steroids. Bloody
beast.
oiled up moose, sitter missing moose. Like he should have had a hat trick, mate. Like,
if only you could. If
apart,
you had
my
an end
God,
product.
he's fast. And
See when he burnt Carl Walker?
Yeah, who had a head start on him? He had like 3-4 yard head start.
Old now. He's not.
Nah, come on. He's still got that.
still one of the
Do you know what?
fastest.
That would have hurt his ego. That would have hurt Carl Walker's ego
He's
differently.
not top 10 in the Premier League.
And this brings me on. Yeah, this brings me on to my next point. Like, I kind of wish that we did something like the NBA does with like sort of the All Stars thing. Like, who would you want to see like racing against each other? Obviously, you got
don't start with that, man. Nah, no, with this American nonsense.
Who's the fastest player in the Prem?
I don't care. I don't want to. No, don't start this halftime shows, light shows, and all that kind of stuff. And do you want to do it like the Super Bowl? Rihanna on at halftime doing a performance.
I'm gonna do a. I would, mate.
No, man.
Stadium for it, but you know.
Nah, let's move on. Don't ever bring that on this pod again, mate. All right, I don't want to hear that again.
Do you not think it would be sick if you had the fastest Premier League players doing the 100-meter sprint, mate? That would be so good for the brand.
Every fan is at the bar at half time, bro. I don't know what or in the toilet.
Yeah, but
prawn sandwich brigade.
This would be this would be the just because your bloody stadium can't keep the rain out, mate. Don't start giving it, mate. Prawn sandwich brigade, man. You got a champagne.
I'd rather watch the rain and watch that nonsense. To be honest,
yeah, exactly. We got a cheese room.
I'd rather watch the rain and watch that nonsense. I'd rather watch paint dry.
I think our viewers would agree with me that you would love to see a 100-meter sprint race of the fastest Premier League players. All right, enough about my sprinting fantasies.
Never gonna happen.
Well, if the Premier League was smart, let's get on to that. The Premier League are not very smart because they've been outsmarted by Man City today. Don't know the full ins and outs of it because the news is just coming out today, but it's not related to the 115 charges, but they have had a win in a legal battle against the Premier League about the unfair sponsorship deals. So it's just going to turn into a Wild West now.
Yeah, it is.
It's
crazy.
Sense. I don't understand how they're winning stuff like that. I mean, they've got 115 charges, 115 lawyers backing them charges. they've just come on and basically, I think what I listened to earlier on today was that they want to sponsor the corner flags by one of their partner companies for 100 million.
So we're doing corner flag sponsorships
Corner flag
now.
sponsorship for 100 million to stay in the financial fair play.
So do you know what that means? I'm telling you now, they're going to try and win more corners. They're going to try and win more corners.
You'll get who was it? Jamie Vardy coming in.
Should I cross the ball to an empty Haaland and unmarked Haaland? Or should I just boot it against the shin to get another corner for an extra 100 grand?
Yeah, it's a Sheikh's
what an
hotel.
absolute...
No, but you joke, but this is how, crazy things are going to start getting. And, basically, so what they're saying is that there's inconsistencies with, like, the other teams. And clubs like Arsenal have a 200 million interest-free loan from their owner, Everton over 400, Brighton over 350. So, they're saying, well, if the owner can lend this money interest-free, what's to stop us from our parent companies sponsoring what we want? And it's just like, where do you draw the line? The Premier League's, been left red-faced today, and it's very worrying. And this is not even anything to do with 115 charges, but it's a bit crazy. So the Premier League essentially is at a civil war, and there's certain clubs that are sort of teaming up. So for example, Arsenal want a wage cap, and so does like Steve Parish of Crystal Palace, and then you've got Newcastle, obviously, Villa and Man City, which want to be able to spend the riches that they have.
They need to take a leaf out of Tottenham's book and, just build a stadium where it just brings in
and not win any trophies anymore.
Yeah, forget the trophies. We got
that's all you've got.
Just get the longest bar in Europe.
The other day I drove past it and there was an NFL game going on and it was just madness and yeah.
Is that not a bit embarrassing though? Like you've come on here to like represent Tottenham and all you've done, mate, is just bang on about that stadium, man.
As I said, the way I'm feeling right now, and I say this to all of my Tottenham fan mates as well, is right now we're not really a football team, we're a business. And that's the way
that's how Arsenal felt for a very long time, mate.
Yeah, I know, but you ain't got the stadium like
Hey, well, listen, we had the best stadium in the league, long time ago, and Wenger did well, mate. He built that without,
And
without
then you didn't win
mad
anything
loans.
from when that was built until, 2016?
No, not that late.
Yeah, it was, mate.
14, yeah.
15.
Against Hull City,
15,
FA Cup.
15.
Was that 10 years?
15.
It was 10 years.
Yeah,
It was 10 years, yeah. But
And then they celebrated
and
when our period went over that 10 years of not winning a trophy, like they'd won a trophy.
we celebrate St. Tottering's Day every single year. Pop open a bottle of bubbly.
Only for
It's
the
a good
last couple
start.
of years, but yeah, anyway, let's go.
Let's talk a little bit. We'll come back to that because obviously more news will develop from that. But yeah, it's a bit crazy. Man City, they're finding all the loopholes, and it is scary for the league as a whole. For other teams, in the bottom half of the table, Arsenal can hold their own. United, I'm sure, Tottenham obviously in a very good position. Daniel Levy has put them in good stead. But for the teams, the bottom half of the table, it's like, how are you going to catch up with the pack? If you're one of the super brands, one of the super clubs, and the Premier League needs to get a grip on it, the football governing body that's coming in needs to get a grip on it as well, and it needs to be sorted out because this league could turn from the creme de la creme to an absolute shambles very quickly with all of this infighting. So hopefully they can sort it out because I like, being in the best team in the league. Best league in the world. Spit it out. But we are the best team in the league. By far the greatest team. But yeah, let's give Fulham a bit of love. I think they were very unlucky. They played fantastically well.
They've just upped that stadium, haven't they?
Yeah, that's quite sick, mate.
All I can talk about is
guys, have you seen that stadium?
They've got a great view of the river.
Great, really, yeah. That's what it's about these days. The results don't matter, lads. It's all about, how much is a pie, how much is a pie, and the view.
City,
It's not bad, it's cheap.
is it just me or is City struggling about Rodri?
Oh yeah,
They're just not the same.
But Kovacic is like
Kovacic has just
replacement.
come in and scored 2 bangers.
Yeah, he scored a brace, but it's
not-
more than
they're
that.
not the same, man.
It's not the same.
For a lot of that game, they didn't have control. City, they had control for a lot of it, but there's a decent portion of that game they didn't have control in.
Yeah.
And on another day, that could have been 2-2 or 3-3.
Traore, mate, come on,
or
mate,
even 4-3 to Fulham. I just feel like, listen, man.
Maybe
I
it's
keep
an
saying
adjusting.
it.
They've got to learn to
Yeah,
adjust. And that's
but they need to get to January.
Yeah,
they need to get to January, like I said before, and be there or thereabouts. But I tell you honestly, City just don't look the same without Rodri. I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again.
Well, they've never lost, have they?
With him, yeah, he's just incredible. But
that's a crazy stat, isn't it?
I mean, they still haven't lost with him gone, have they?
Well, we beat them in the FA Cup final, didn't we?
You did, yeah, but they were drunk still.
Don't forget. Yeah, that's why.
Watching. Right, let's move elsewhere into the Premier League race. Liverpool just going under the radar, mate.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
very
forget that they're
very
top.
sly. But the fixture list, let's not beat around the bush, has been very kind to them, and
They've got some tough fixtures coming up now.
Yeah,
Very, very tough fixtures coming up.
They haven't played any of the top teams, have they?
They played us, didn't they?
Yeah, that's
exactly.
They haven't
My
played
point
any
exactly.
of the top teams. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So,
Right. So
and like a terrible miss from Eze as well. He's got to do better than when he's gone 1-1.
So,
Sorry, go on.
after the international break, starting from the 20th of October,
get into
Liverpool have got Chelsea at home, Leipzig away in the Champions League, Arsenal away in the Premier League, Brighton away in the EFL Cup, Brighton at home straight after, Bayer Leverkusen at home in the Champions League, Villa at home, Southampton away, then Real Madrid at home, City at home, Newcastle away, and Everton away.
Where does that take us to?
All the way until December. Oh, and then the 10th of December, they got Girona away as well. So up until the 10th of December, they've got
for the rest
very,
of the
very
year,
tough.
they're
Pretty much, yeah. And after that, they've even got, they play you guys away, Spurs as well. That's on the 21st of December as well, just before Christmas. So
Is that the lane? Is that Tottenham Stadium?
that's at the Spurs Stadium, yeah.
So
they've got some
like-
tough fixtures. So if they get through that and they're still like maybe, give or take 3 points in front, behind, whatever, 3-4 points, then we'll see what their credentials are really made of.
Let's see what Slot's saying then, eh?
Yeah, let's see what you're saying then, Slot, eh? But yeah, no, it's just a bit mad how they're just being left to it, and no one's giving them any grief.
to be
I
fair-
didn't even realise they were top when they went top. I was like, what?
Should Palace have had a penalty for the pull for Van Dijk to pull on Gahey?
Yes,
Is that not a penalty?
Definitely. That's a pen, mate.
If that was the other way around, 110% Liverpool get a penalty for that.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely no doubt. So, I mean, to be fair, Liverpool were in control for about 60 minutes of that game. And then the last 15, 20, 30 minutes, so, Palace just started pushing. And they could have got a goal.
That miss from Eze, mate.
Yeah.
Like,
he missed a couple of
bad.
decent chances.
Yeah,
and
Alisson's
going to be out now. Alisson's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks now.
Yeah, he was limping, wasn't he? Yeah,
He's done his hammy. Who's that?
That's a big loss. But that Kelleher's done really well whenever he's come in.
It's not Alisson,
Who is
is
it?
he?
Kelleher, that.
Oh, the little blonde. The blonde
Yeah, the little blonde kid. He looks a bit out of place, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Doesn't look like he commands. No, but he's done really well.
He's a good
Klaus
keeper.
or something like that.
He's a good.
Klaus Kelleher.
Yeah,
Klaus, yeah, what-
Koymin Kelleher.
Yeah.
Klaus.
Kelleher,
He's not Austrian, mate.
He's always stepped up.
He's a good keeper, but
been really
Alisson's just
impressive
levels for
recently,
me.
actually,
Alisson's, yeah.
Yeah, Alisson's fantastic.
So, yeah.
No Ramsdale.
It's going to be interesting after the international break for Liverpool.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Let's move on to the bookies' favourite for the title. Just a quick word on the mighty Arsenal.
Is that still now? Even
I believe so. Yeah, 6-4. Yeah, we're still favourites.
Was that after Rodri's injury? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was after Rodri's injury. Obviously, yeah, that's a seismic shift. So, yeah, I mean, I think Arteta. What I will say is he's done. You know, he's been always criticised for not rotating the squad, for constantly using the same players. I saw a funny meme the other day where someone was like, if Arteta was moving house, he'd get Saka to come over and help him lift heavy furniture. Like, he literally gets him to play every single game. It's just crazy. So that did make me chuckle. But yeah, Jorginho played. Go on.
Sorry, I was just thinking about that. Something to do with Saka and how I saw Conor McGregor almost like.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
yeah. I don't know what was going on there.
I saw Arteta come out and complain about.
Oh, mate, Arsenal.
Who's allowed to come out?
Yeah. Arsenal are actually looking into this now, and they're taking it quite seriously.
Arsenal, it's Conor McGregor
Saka
pretending
like
to do leg shots.
Yeah, but
on Saka, your star boy. Do you know what I mean?
Saka was just like, I don't know what this crazy man is gonna do next.
Someone said it's like someone said, what was it? Do you mind if our mate comes back for a kick?
Yeah.
The mate.
It
was just like McGregor.
It's hilarious. But Arteta's come out and be like, oh, I don't know who we can let in the stadium before match games because Conor McGregor pretended to kick our
the
star
guy's
boy.
an absolute
Get out of
lunatic.
here, man.
The guy's an absolute
Lego
lunatic.
head. Oh, don't get me.
Oh, you're just hating because he's such a good manager.
Hate him.
But yeah, I mean,
He's a
Havertz,
moany, crying little.
mate, Havertz has got basically identical record to Haaland this season.
He must be better then.
Havertz is on form. He is.
What a genius!
Surely that means
signing
he's
for
better
Manchester.
then, right?
I can't believe he come from the same.
Depends who you ask. Like.
No. He's been doing well. Do you remember when I said about 6 months ago, stop playing Havertz as an 8, play him as a 9 and crash the box? Do you remember, Johnny? Do you remember? You see?
And Arteta watched that episode.
He watched the episodes.
And he took heed. And now we are where we are.
He wanted
We
to
got one
talk
of the
to
best
Frank,
number 9s
and this
in
is
the
that. You know what I mean? This is the outcome. So thank me.
Yeah. So we advise all Premier League managers to watch episodes where Frank is giving such good advice. But yeah, I mean, not too much to say about Arsenal. Like we mixed it up. Good squad rotation. Got the job done. Southampton.
Yeah, it was a bit. There was iffy times. I mean, I'll be honest.
They hit the bar at 2-1 as well, didn't they, Southampton? They hit the bar from a corner as well at 2-1.
They did actually. They did. Yeah.
I mean, when you were drawing, because you went 1-0 down, didn't you? And you come back straight away.
Yeah.
When you were drawing,
straight
I
away,
had no doubt
finish
that you
from
lot was
Havertz.
going to win in that.
Yeah.
Ramsdale, in goal.
And that's how far we've
Legends.
come. It's inevitable now. Those fixtures at home, like you just don't. Obviously we might leave it late. But we.
I agree. What was the other game you came back at the last minute? It was literally.
Oh, there's so many. There's so many.
there's been a few. There's been a few.
Just like coming and scoring. Yeah. It was when Trossard.
Yeah. Now I want to move on to. That's enough about the mighty Arsenal. I want to move on to the England squad, which has just been announced for another boring international break. They keep coming, and we don't want them because the Prem is getting tasty. But I guess the biggest omission is Maddison. Where are you on that?
I just think there's in that position, he's just not going to get above Bellingham or.
He's very unlucky, and it's
Cole Palmer, Phil Foden.
And
there's an abundance.
Palmer is better than Maddison, and so
Palmer's
is
better
Foden.
than a lot. Oh, who's better, Palmer or Foden? We were arguing last week. What do you reckon?
Palmer's better.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Palmer's better right now.
Bigger goal
Foden is he needs to stop having kids, mate. He's like, honestly, he's like 18 and he's got 15 kids or something like that.
Too much paternity, mate. Too much paternity.
No. Foden's obviously good and he's had seasons. I think it was not last season, the season before, where he was just banging goals in life.
Last season.
Was it last season?
Last season, you got player of the year
I'm not
last
saying
season.
he's not an unbelievable player, but I just think
I just think what Cole Palmer has
he's
done
just got
and
the
the way
wow
he's come
factor,
in
and he's more of a goal threat.
Yeah. He's a funny character.
You know,
as well.
Yeah, he is.
He's a good.
He really is. You see all the banter about him online.
Yeah.
Did you see that
See the guy,
stag?
the fancy dress guy.
Yeah, the stag, the fancy. There's a guy on the stag who looks exactly like him. He just looks back to the camera. He
That
goes,
was quality. Yeah, that was
Same
brilliant.
build.
he's a baller, and obviously he didn't want to get involved in the fisticuffs, did he?
Fair play, man.
Oh, fair
Yeah,
play.
fair play.
It's like, why am I going to get suspended when I'm absolutely balling? I'm
Balling out,
on a high. So yeah, fair play to him. But you know, you should always back your teammates. You would, innit? You'd always back your teammate. You'd be first one there, mate, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
You know what a 10 game ban.
Let's not go into it. Okay. But like, I mean, yeah, maybe Maddison's going to be unlucky, and he's, you know, like Arteta. He was of a generation where it was, you know, Xavi and Iniesta, and he couldn't get into the Spanish team. And if it was a different generation, he would have been, you know, good value. Yeah, but he was a baller, mate. You know, he couldn't get into the team.
Right.
But what I'm saying is,
you can't put.
okay, let me use a better example.
Arteta.
Let me use a better example. Our last golden generation, when you know, managers were struggling to have Gerrard
Scholes,
and Lampard and Scholes.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And I think Lee Carsley or, you know, whoever, if someone else comes in, which I don't think is happening, I think the FA just being really sly about it, aren't they? But I think whichever manager it is going to have the same problem. And it's like, where do you play them? And then there's talk about playing Palmer at left back for God's sake. Like, what's that about? Or Saka there? Obviously, Saka could do a job, but it's like.
Well, I think that what they're trying to come out and say is that they can play there. That's how good they are. That's the level that they are at. Is at that if they needed to, they will. But that's where your boy Gareth was messing up. He wasn't willing. He was willing to keep playing Foden when he wasn't performing, when he should have been bringing. He left Palmer on the bench for the whole.
And Gordon.
And Gordon. But Palmer over Gordon, like, you can't, like.
Well, they're different positions, aren't
I
they?
would like to apologise on behalf of Gareth, which I've had to do most episodes about Palmer being.
And it ain't gonna stop. And it ain't gonna stop. Ain't gonna stop.
Yeah,
Lads, no one wanted it more though. No one wanted it more than Gareth. Yeah, but it's a bit mad that we're not bringing. There's no left back in that squad, and the chap, what's his name, from Ipswich, who's been having
Leif Davis.
Yeah, he's been having a great season. He's a natural left back, and he's not got a call. You know, if we're talking about like, I want to pick people in form,
not enough experience, and.
But that's what these games are for.
7 games
that's what these
the
camps
Premier
are
League.
for.
You can't be bringing in some Championship player 7 games in after a few good performances.
All right, I was just putting it out there. I'm just saying, if you haven't got a left back, give the guy a chance to you know, even if you don't play him, to get into the camp. You know, if you see he won with him at under 21 level. He won the trophy with Lee Carsley. Yeah,
Leif Davis played for under 21s. I didn't know that. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. So I mean. But let's talk about Lee Carsley. I mean, it looks like he's got the job. I mean, look, I'm looking on the website. So I've got the squad up here. And Lee Carsley, it says interim manager. Congratulations to Dominic Solanke getting his call up. Fully deserved. But he's got no picture on the England website, which is a bit harsh. Well, so they should sort that out.
Got a photo of him in it. He's not been in. Has he been in?
Listen,
he's not been in England.
Listen, in the day of AI,
brand new.
I know, but in the age of AI, just like superimpose it on, man. Come on, that's harsh, mate. He's got one senior cap. He has got one senior cap.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
So yeah.
Well done.
But yeah, I mean,
well done.
Yeah, well done, mate. Fair play to you. He's been really good. It's clicking for him. Yeah. I don't know why I said it.
He's been all right. I wouldn't say he's been really good. He's been all right.
It was a good pass for the goal.
I was expecting.
He's been all right. He hasn't. Yeah, he needs.
I was expecting more from him.
He's lacking a bit of confidence in getting the ball away quickly. I think he needs to be a little bit more open, and I think he just needs to get that shot off quicker. I don't know if he deserved his call up, to be fair. He's been all right. What else?
Who else? Yeah, so I mean, so Ollie Watkins has been absolutely fantastic. Definitely deserves to be there. Harry Kane is in fine form in Germany, and obviously is never going to get dropped by any manager ever, as we found out earlier. Madueke obviously is crowbarred his way into this team now. He seems to be.
Sancho still ain't got a call up yet.
Yeah, and he played really well on the weekend.
He's been
playing. He's been playing well.
Bukayo Saka, obviously England player
Sterling's
of the year.
Team, right?
Sterling's not in the team, no. Grealish is there. Gordon, Foden, Bellingham. I don't think we have too many complaints about them. Foden, stop having kids. Mainu.
Mainu's pulled out.
Oh yes, of course. And so injury. And so has
he was carrying an injury from last week. To be fair,
and so has Konsa as well.
Again, I don't think any of these players are actually injured.
No, Mainu is because Mainu was touch and go for the weekend as well.
Gibbs White.
Yeah, Gibbs White.
Those three have.
I think Gibbs White. Has he pulled out? Has he? Oh,
Yeah,
he deserved that.
He's a quality player.
Yeah, he deserved that.
He's a quality player.
Yeah,
Gibbs
He
White.
deserved that call up.
No, Nottingham Forest have been great to watch. Gomez, Gallagher. Have you been following him much in Atletico? I haven't.
Yeah,
personally.
he's scored a couple of goals for them.
They like him there.
Yeah, they love him
like
there. As is McTominay, funny enough, the Scottish for Napoli. They love him there. Yeah.
I saw that.
Goals
like within the first minute or so. I mean, I can't believe you got rid of him. He was getting goals for you guys last season all the time.
It was complicated. Yeah, it was complicated. Yeah, it was FFP related. He wanted to start pretty much every game. He wanted a new contract.
He needed to get out there, man. He needed to be.
Oh God, yeah, leave that sinking ship.
Obviously,
get on the lifeboat. Get on the lifeboat, mate.
Yeah. Stadium, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, I love Scott. He's Man United through and through, proper player. But yeah, it was just difficult. He's 27 as well. He's not young. You know what I mean? He's 27 now. Yeah.
No, fair play.
Yeah.
I always rate it when a
wasted career at United, though, man.
He was the main guy.
He still won a couple of trophies, though,
did he
innit?
play in any of them games, though?
Which ones?
The ones where you won the trophies. Because I know you win a trophy.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he's made
He's
appearances.
been quite
Yeah.
integral
Yeah.
to the engine room of that midfield
Yeah.
for a few
Yeah.
seasons now. McTominay,
maybe.
I think you're really missing him, to be honest.
We are. He would have probably come on and got
He was a fighter, wasn't he?
Captain. He was a captain
Yeah,
material over
He
Fernandes.
was it. Like I said, it was just complicated. And anyway, that's not. Yeah.
All right, well, no other sort of real
hurts that one.
surprises.
It does.
Yeah, Levi Colwill, that's sort of a new one. Yeah, but and the keeper's just so boring. It just doesn't like the England keeper situation. I just find it so boring. When Ramsdale was sort of pushing to get in there, I found it a bit more exciting. But Jordan Pickford's got that.
You found it exciting when Aaron Ramsdale was pushing to get into the England squad.
Personality. You need to be a bit of a nutter.
What doing that when you're seeing your counterpart to make a save? The most embarrassing moment in Premier League history. The most embarrassing moment in Premier League history for me. Doing that when, well done, mate, great save. Yeah, you've taken my spot, you've taken everything from me. You know what I mean? What else do you want to take? My wife, my kids, my house.
Anyway, it was
embarrassing.
It was bang out of order.
His wife was talking about why you keep.
It was bang out of order that the cameras were doing that.
Stop crying and crack on with your job.
He wasn't crying.
He was about this one.
They were playing Arsenal, so he was asked about it. Now it's time for the fire round Tottenham special. Give it to him.
Easy.
I'll give him a little explanation about what's going on. He's scared.
Right. So basically,
what's happening?
For those who ain't
talk about the stadium.
For those who ain't seen a quick fire round before, it's basically we're gonna ask Jamie about two different Tottenham legends or ex-players and see who he prefers. But we'll add some other legends, some all-round football legends
quick.
afterwards.
I want it snappy.
Right, let's go.
As quick as you can.
It wasn't quick.
All right.
You can't have too much time to think. It's got to be subconscious.
First of all, Brad Friedel or Hugo Lloris?
Lloris.
Ledley King or Sol Campbell?
I refuse to answer that question.
You have to answer the question.
Obviously, Ledley King.
All right. Alderweireld and Vertonghen or Van de Ven and Romero?
I'm going to say the Belgian couple.
Alderweireld and Vertonghen, yeah? Okay. Moussa Dembele or Luka Modric? For Spurs.
Yeah.
Not all round, obviously.
For Spurs.
Dembele. Okay. All right. Yeah. James Maddison for current James Maddison or Prime Dele Alli for Spurs?
Prime Dele Alli.
Okay. Darren Bent or Jermaine Defoe?
Anyone but Darren Bent.
You don't like Darren Bent?
I hate him.
Okay,
Mate,
fair enough. He scored a lot of goals for you lot, but okay.
Because he's an Arsenal fan.
Okay, fair enough. Jurgen Klinsmann or Dimitar Berbatov? You see the stuff.
It's just a snake pit, isn't it? It's just
I like this one.
Which snake do you like more?
Gareth Bale or Son Heung-min?
Gareth Bale, man.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah,
despite everything Son's done for you lot?
Yeah, well, he's Gareth. Look what he went and
Okay.
done.
But I'm talking for Spurs, like as
Spurs?
in like who you preferred watching, who you enjoyed
He
more.
can answer for himself.
I'll probably say Gareth Bale, mate. That one season, what he done to
Yeah.
Milan, and then
that
that
was
second
madness.
season afterwards before he went off to Real.
Yeah, it was class.
It was next level.
Beast.
Teddy Sheringham or Robbie Keane?
Robbie Keane.
David Ginola or Rafael van der Vaart?
Ooh, good one. Van der Vaart.
Okay.
Have you seen the way he looks now?
And this one,
it's crazy.
this one's going to be tough for you.
Calling people out like that,
but as a Spurs legend, Harry Kane or Jimmy Greaves?
Harry Kane.
Really? Yeah. All right. So let's go on to some other legends then. So Cannavaro or Maldini?
Maldini.
Vidic or Yapstam?
Vidic.
I'm not going to ask this one because I know what you're going to say. Gerrard or Lampard?
Ask it.
Gerrard or Lampard?
For me, Lampard.
Ahead of Gerrard?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to ask Evra or Ashley Cole, but I think I know who he's going to go with.
Actually, I like Ashley Cole because he left you lot and he went to Chelsea and won everything.
I won everything,
So I quite like Ashley Cole. I was wondering if he was going to get brought up to
Ashley Cole, no, he's also number 2 at England, so we've got to show him some love now. He's number 2.
One of the only defenders to get 100 caps, right, for England.
Is that so?
Most of them are for Chelsea, though, weren't they?
Yeah. No, they were. I think the majority. Yeah.
Busquets or Rodri?
Busquets.
Makalele or Kante?
Makalele.
Zidane or Ronaldinho?
Zidane.
Del Piero or Totti?
Totti.
Tevez or Aguero?
Aguero.
Benzema or Lewandowski?
Benzema.
Okay. Ibrahimovic or Batistuta?
Ibra.
David Villa or Samuel Eto'o?
David Villa.
Rooney or Suarez?
Rooney.
Van Nistelrooy or Drogba?
Drogba.
Yeah.
Haaland or Mbappe?
Haaland. Get Mbappe the fraud out of it. I never want
The fraud.
Messi or Ronaldo? Cristiano.
Ronaldo.
Ooh.
And the last one,
That's a fanboy.
Shearer or Kane?
It's got to be Kane, isn't it? It has to be Kane.
Because you're a
It has
Spurs
to be
fan, and then
Kane,
we'll let him
yeah.
have it. We'll let him have it.
It has to be Kane.
All right, you've done well there.
Yeah,
Not too many clangers. I don't know if I agree about the Ronaldo and Messi, but obviously that's another
As
debate,
I said, that's a fanboy. You know, you make your mind up.
Oh, you're a fanboy, yeah? All right, well, look, Jamie, thank you so much for coming on, mate. It's been great having you on and really getting stuck into Tottenham. Well, I think we'll have you back again next time. I don't know, maybe it's a North London derby or something. Maybe we'll get you on something a bit feisty. But thanks very much for listening. That was episode 29. Do get in touch with us about... I don't know what I'm saying.
Like, subscribe, share.
Subscribe, share. Thanks for letting me be your host today. It has been an honour, and we'll see you next week for episode 30.
Cheers, guys.
Bomba